getting the facts right and alerting you to weather danger. This is KTXS News at 5.
New details tonight in the investigation of a man's murder in Jones County. We'll tell you what we have learned from court documents. And we have an update on the progress of construction on one of Abilene's busiest roads.
And temperatures did warm back up, even some upper 70s in our area, but we are tracking some cooler weather for the weekend. That forecast is coming up.
We now know how the victim in the Jones County shootout died. Good evening, everyone. I'm George Levesque. Veronica Soto is away. As we first told you in a push alert around noon, the preliminary autopsy results were released today. According to the report, Dusty Childress died from gunshot wounds to the chest and his arms and legs. The Jones County Sheriff's Office says Childress was shot Saturday by Wesley Dale Mason, a man with ties to the Bandidos Motorcycle Club. He was shot on County Road 341. Mason remains jailed. His bond is set at $500,000. The funeral arrangements were announced today for the Breckenridge man killed in that Panhandle wildfire. A graveside service will be held for Sloan Everett Thursday, 2 o'clock at the Franklin Ranch in Gray County. At a memorial service for Everett, it will be held Saturday at 2 p.m. That will take place at First Baptist Church in Breckenridge. They say they will now be giving a sermon the following Sunday on morning. All right, let's change gears and talk about the weather. And we're in for a mild week, maybe even some rain this weekend. KTXS Chief Meteorologist Mark Rowlett, a quick look at our first forecast.
That's right, George. Well, the humidity has come back as well as a cold front comes in Saturday. We'll talk about that coming up.
All right, look forward to it. Thank you, Mark. You may be wondering when all the construction is going to be done on Ambler Avenue on Abilene's north side. Well, the city says give them about 7 more months. KTXS reporter Lindsay Regas spoke with the city to find out when it is all going to be completed. Lindsay.
George, we found out that the underground waterline project still has 2 to 4 weeks to go. Once that is completed, the real work will begin. Ambler Avenue will get repaved from Treadaway all the way to Danville. Michael Rice, Director of Public Works, says drivers can expect to see delays and lane shifts along Ambler.
Contract time allows for 120 working days, which is approximately 6 months, weather permitting. And so what that means is that they start roughly about the middle to the end of March.
Completion can be expected at the end of September or October. George?
All right, thank you so much, Lindsay. A House bill that will affect more than 15,000 children in foster care across the state is up for a vote in a House subcommittee. Christian Homes and Family Services President Sherry Statler testified 2 weeks ago for House Bill 6. It is a bill that would allow certain nonprofits to do some of the work CPS is doing. She says that CPS suffers from a high turnover rate that is inevitably leaving children falling through the cracks.
Foster care providers are asking for a seat at the table in helping manage that child's case and plan for that child's long-term future.
Tonight on KTXS News at 6, we'll take a look at the turnover rate of caseworkers in the Abilene area. Well, the battle over health care continues on Capitol Hill. Healthcare analysts say that millions could lose coverage that they now have under a new House Republican proposal for health care. Janae Norman is in Washington, where lawmakers are fighting for the future of American health care.
The uphill battle on Capitol Hill over health care.
Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
Investigators are on the ground in Mississippi today. They are looking for what went wrong yesterday when a train crashed into a bus, killing 4 people, injuring dozens more. The bus had 50 people on board, a group of senior citizens from Austin. They were headed to Biloxi, a casino there, and a witness who climbed inside the bus described the scene.
They were eerily quiet. They were bloodied, late 60s, elderly people. They didn't start crying and screaming until we start moving them.
Determining the length that that bus sat on those tracks will be critical to this investigation.
Reports from witnesses say the bus appeared to get stuck on the slight incline as the street crossed the tracks. Police believe the train conductor was trying to stop, just didn't have enough time. Another candidate has filed in the race for the San Angelo City Council seat that was abruptly vacated last month. Tommy Hebert is throwing his hat into the ring. He filed for his place on the ballot today. Hebert previously served on the city council from 90 to 96, and the election will be held May 6th. It will fill the final 2 years of an unexpired seat. This comes after former city councilman Bill Richardson, seen there, resigned the seat amid controversy over statements he made about Hispanic police officers in San Angelo on Facebook. Well, as we get closer to springtime, we need to be more aware of severe weather, and local schools and businesses, they were encouraged to participate in a tornado drill. It was all orchestrated by the National Weather Service. Local students of Wiley High School, they were among many who participated in today's drill. The students left their classroom. They gathered in hallways, away from windows and doors for 5 minutes. We spoke to the City of Abilene's Emergency Management Coordinator for more on severe weather preparedness.
This is important, especially this time of year, because this is the beginning of our tornado season. So it's going to happen. It may not happen right here, but you never know, and it's better to be safe than sorry.
Schools are required to practice severe weather safety drills once every year. It's that time of year again when thousands of snakes slither into the Nolan County Fairgrounds. The world's famous Rattlesnake Roundup kicks off tomorrow. The Rattlesnake Parade starts at off 4:30 with the Carnival and Miss Snake Charmer pageant afterwards. Activities continue throughout the weekend with cook-offs and other contests. A gun and knife show will be held. And if you haven't tried fried rattlesnake yet, there is a chance. The schedule is on our website. I don't have much to say about that. I've had rattlesnake plenty of time. I just don't know that chicken's
like
not
chicken,
better.
right?
Nah, chicken's better.
Okay.
Chicken's better than rattlesnake. I'm going to go on a limb and say
Okay. All right, you heard it here first. I have not had rattlesnake. We are looking at some quiet weather around here, just a few clouds. Boy, it really did warm back up after our cool day yesterday. We are looking at a pretty good chance of rain developing for the weekend. That forecast coming up next.
All right, thank you, Mark. An international manhunt underway after poachers break into a zoo to kill and harvest one of the rarest animals on the planet. We have details on that story coming up. And women across the country, they are demonstrating today. We'll tell you what a day without a woman protests are all about.
Getting the facts right and alerting you to weather danger. You're watching KTXS News at 5 with George Levesque, Veronica Soto, and Mark Rowlett. Now, your Storm Alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Mark Rowlett.
Good afternoon, everyone. Well, so get the umbrellas ready. We probably will need them Saturday afternoon.
And are we talking about severe weather with that too?
Well, we'll have to monitor that. Yeah. Right now, it looks like the better risk will be off to our east.
All right, thank you very much,
some
Mark.
Rain, that's what we need.
Yeah, we do need some. All right. There's more to come on the news at 5. But first, let's take a look at some stories on our website. Louisiana has started a new post-Mardi Gras tradition that might sound familiar. Plus, a 14-year-old found the wreckage of a World War II plane, and the pilot was still in the cockpit. Recent hacks say the CIA might be hacking your TV or your phone, but should it concern you? We have the story, KTXS.com. All right, next on KTXS News at 5, anger and protests today after a fire at a youth complex in Guatemala killed several. Others are still missing. We'll tell you what we know. Sad story, at least 19 children are dead, 30 others injured after a fire at a center for troubled youth in Guatemala. Fire officials say some children are still missing. The youth center houses kids age up to 18 who have been the victims of physical, psychological, and sexual violence, as well as other problems. The shelter had been criticized for overcrowding, alleged abuse, and escapes in the past. An international manhunt is underway for poachers who killed a rare white rhino inside a French zoo and then harvested the animal's horns. Zoo officials say the poachers broke in Monday night, shot to death the 4-year-old rhino named Vince. They then cut off his horn. Rhino, the large horn, I should say. Rhino horn is falsely thought to have medicinal purposes in parts of Asia.
It has no medicinal qualities at all. This has been proven. It's a myth. To kill such a majestic animal for such a myth is just horrific.
A pound of rhino horn is worth tens of thousands of dollars on the black market. French officials believe the poachers didn't take the rhino's second horn because they were either interrupted or they had equipment failure. The zoo's other 2 rhinos were left unharmed. And today, countless women across the country took the day off work and hit the streets in solidarity for a Day Without a Woman event. They coincide with Global International Women's Day. The protest resulted in a handful of arrests, and there are reports in several cities that the shortage of women in the workplace forced some businesses and schools to close.
People are really taking a stand and saying that this country would not work without us.
One of the most symbolic gestures to mark the day, take a look. The Fearless Girl statue staring down the iconic Wall Street Bull to raise awareness about pay gaps between men and women installed today. Look at that photo. It is already inspiring little girls taking a photo, this one with her superhero costume, posing with the statue. That is pretty cool. All right, next on KTXS News at 5, the city of Brownwood wants to hear from you about what they should do with that old fire station. We'll tell you how you can make your voice heard. First, though, let's take a look at stocks and see how they did today. Energy companies have pulled stocks mostly lower on Wall Street as the price of oil slumped. The Dow lost 69 points. The NASDAQ rose a little. It's up 3. The city of Brownwood is trying to get an old building off its hands, and now it's turning to Howard Payne University for some help in finding the right buyer. KTXS reporter Joshua Piguero explains.
The intersection of Main Street and Austin Avenue in Brownwood. Joshua Piguero, KTXS News.
That old firehouse opened in 1964. It's currently on the market for $290,000. If you'd like to give your feedback, by the way, we have a link to a survey. It's at ktxs.com. Up next, it is our pet of the week, a very engaging pet of the week. Josh, if you can zoom out there, we can see that this is not a dog, it's a meerkat. I'm just kidding. He's a puppy. Stick around. Pet of the week coming up.
Is getting the facts right.
If you're looking for the perfect family pet, this little guy needs lots of treats. This is Picard. He is named, of course, after the captain of the USS Enterprise. He likes the captaincy, but if you give him a treat, he might break protocol and cuddle up. He's a cutie. Hey, buddy, there you go. Yeah.
We'll work for treats.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Right now, Picard is staying with the Abilene Animal Shelter. That's at 925 South 25th Street. But he's ready to warp over to your house if you're interested. Give him a call. You can adopt Picard at the number on your screen. You can get more information about Picard. Make sure he's there when you zoom down there to adopt him. He's a good little dog. I tell you, he
really
looks
is.
very much like, Dotson.
Yeah, Dotson.
Yeah,
big. Hey, buddy. Hey, big eyes. What are you doing? Oh, yeah, there you go. Treats.
There you are. All right, we'll take a quick look at the weather here, and then we'll get back to Picard here as he eats his thing. All right, we are looking at some quiet weather for you this evening to walk your dog, whether it's got long legs or short legs. And the showers are staying off to our east right now. Just a slim chance of maybe a sprinkle, more like clouds tomorrow morning, especially in the Concho Valley and Heartland. 58 for our low tomorrow morning, and we'll be back in the 70s for tomorrow afternoon. So kind of warm weather continues right on through Friday.
All right, good to know. Thank you very much. Stick around for KTXS News at 6. We'll be back with the very latest in weather and news and sports. And this is a good-looking dog. Big eyes, right?
There you go. And he can smell those treats. He's got a
Oh, yeah. She's checking your pockets, too.
I don't have any.
No, we don't have any.